Hello. Okay, 1 second here. Okay. Yeah, just working on some stuff real quick. Okay. Just double checking the microphone there. Okay, everything's good to go. Also, when I first read your comment there, Sasame-chan, I was like, who am I, King Kong? Sorry for the coughing. I found it funny, basically. um, let's see, everything's going. That's live. We got that live. That's going there. Okay. Just double checking everything. Okay, that looks good. Okay. Chat there, streamers there, audio is going, and that's up and going. Okay. Now, let's see here. Gonna go to... I sound a bit quiet today. Okay. Well, I did turn down my volume a little bit yesterday because I was spiking so much. So let's adjust the volume a little bit. Okay, how is that? Oh yeah, that's what I was gonna check. Okay, I'm set to the right key combination here. There we go. Just gonna do that real quick. Minimize that, click on this. Okay. That's all set there. Now to get to work. So it looks like we're pretty much done with the table, and I'm going to be moving on to the back wall. Okay. Excuse me, and it looks like things are being a bit slow today, so what I'm going to do here is, yeah, that's reacting a bit slow, so I'm going to set that to this. I'm going to set that to that. And that one to that. Okay, let's see if that's reacting a little bit better there. Okay. Now, let's see here. Gonna switch over to texturing again. Whoop. And Blender crashed. Yay for unstable software. Good thing I hadn't like really got into stuff. Let everything load back up here. Put that back up there. Yes, we are working on a wall. Okay, that's all happy there. Let's go over to texturing. Do that. Well, the way I have this texture set up is it's going to be basically the whole wall. Where are you? Okay. It should be this texture right here. Now let's see if this crashes again when I go to do that. Nope. Good. Okay. Now let's isolate this back wall. So we can look at it here. Let's go and do texture paint. Select that portion of the wall. And let's do a quick test. Yep, we are working on the correct texture there. Okay. Now, we've got dark lines, we've got light lines, and then we have this white line here, which is actually probably more of our very light brown. So let's see here. Okay. Okay. Nice thing about this is it's all the mapping is already done, so all I have to do is actually fill in the texture. So okay, just grabbing some tools here. Plug that in, grab my pen. Okay, there we go. Scroll that up. Zoom in. And let's start with the dark brown lines. So I'm going to click on that. Click on this. And click there. Okay. Now that. I'm going to zoom out. Okay. I'm going to have to do something real quick here. Get back to object mode. Grab that and then pop back here, because that gives me a base measurement there, that bar. Excuse me, because that brown bar is this brown bar right here in the image. Ugh. So I am going to now do this. Move that over there. Do a little bit of adjusting here. Go back to texture mode. Do a little test. Okay. Now the first line looks like it's about here. Okay. How can I rotate this view? I am not seeing any way to... I can rotate the view by doing this, but the kind of rotation I would like is to rotate this object sideways. Because drawing a line straight down is easier than drawing a line across. I can also just rotate my tablet sideways here. Until I get at just the right comfortable angle to draw the line I want. There we go. Okay, let's clean this up a little bit here. Okay, that seems a little too close to that bar. So, yeah, that's about where we want it. And actually going to be a little bit more rougher. Instead of trying to draw the whole line at once, I'll just sketch it out like this because they're just reference lines. So, it's not like they need to be exact to what is displayed on screen. I can get that once I start putting the cleaned up lines in place in the art program. So mostly just creating a nice dark outline in the general layout of what I want. So we're gonna be about here. And this one starts out small here and goes wider on that side. And then we have one that's more here, like so. Okay. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. 1, 2, 3, 4. Okay, 2 more. Okay. Let's see. 1, 2, 3, 4. 1, 2, 3, 4. Yep. Okay. Next one is here and goes a little higher. And this one's like here. Okay. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. Okay, that's those lines. Now that's 3 up. 1, 2, 3. This is going to be about here. Okay. Do this. Add that to the palette. Zoom in here. there's a good place to sample a color from. Okay. So it looks like we're gonna have two. Wow, that's really hard to see. Okay. Okay, let's check something here real quick. Yeah, that color there is a little bit different than what I have as the base color right now. That can be fixed later, but it's gonna make it kind of hard to see stuff. So I'm gonna go with this color here to get in the lines. Okay. Actually, let's actually make it a little bit brighter so I can see it better against the background. Okay. There we go. Okay. So it comes out, goes down, and here we have one line that goes here. We have a line that goes along this. And we have one that's across the top here. Okay. Okay, there's that. Okay, let's see here. Oop. Okay, we have and that goes all the way across. And we have this, and that goes closer to that one, goes all the way across. Okay. We have a little thing here. And that, like that. Here. So, get another one across here like that. Actually, this one goes all the way across. Okay. Now there's one more color I need to sample. And let's actually zoom in to get a better sampling of it. There we go. Okay, let's zoom back out. And let's see here. Okay. Okay, that's pretty close. Because actually, if I look at this if I look at this, you can actually see that this side and this side are actually the same. So all I have to do is sketch in one of the two sides, and then in the app I can work on later, I will, excuse me, copy this, duplicate it, and flip it to get the other side because they're both the same. It's a little bit of tweaking on here, but overall they're exactly the same. So I can just do that and have my work pretty much done. So I got all of that laid out. So now I can put down my tablet here because I'll be using the mouse and keyboard from this point onward. So now to go here and save. That's the button I was looking for. Okay. back into object mode. Okay. Let's look at how everything's going here. Live stream stats are still pretty good. Cool. Okay, well, that's been saved. I'm going to open up my image editing program and let's go to textures and just drop this in here. Do a quick save as. Okay. D. And first thing I'm going to do is I'm actually going to recreate all of these basically boxes. Okay. Dink. Is that out of the way? Okay. Boom. 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 And boom. Turn that off. Add region, application palette, document, name, set default, remove, create palette for document. Oh. Well, that's handy there. So now I have a bunch of colors to pull from. Well, that's handy. Okay. Now, gonna go to layers here, gonna click on this, gonna click on here, zoom out. I'm gonna just create a square. For the whole thing, I'm going to set this to white. Set to 50. Back here, turn off this layer, click on that and zoom in. So and like so. Okay. There's that box. Yeah. So, how are things going for you today, Sasami-chan? Okay. Got that. So, let's start a new one. Click there. Click there. Click there. Click there. Click that. And hide. zoom in. Grab this. Here. Same as always, it's left me with nothing to talk about. Ah. Okay. Okay, that solved that problem. Doesn't need to be a perfect triangle, just needs to be what I need it to be. Okay. Let's see. Now with that all set, yeah. What's your favorite game right now? It could be anything from video games to board games to phone games. Okay, let's see here. Excuse me. Excuse me again. Okay. Get back to this. Ah. I've never really played any Animal Crossing games. I've gotten like close. I should say not gotten close. I've played an adjacent game on my cell phone, Animal Crossing Pocket Camp. Can your phone play Fire Emblem? What is that? Fire Emblem? Yeah. Fire Emblem Heroes. I need to play that more. Yeah, I'm just like not super interested in the concept. I'm like, I like the idea, but because of how my life is right now, I don't have time to sit down for hours on end and put effort into a game like that. And it just it's just I could actually probably answer the question of what your phone can do if you can give me the model of phone and which version of Android you are currently running. That will, I can actually tell you pretty much what will run from there. Okay, let's put this at 20. Okay, let's see here. Turn this back on. Actually, turn that off. Actually, let's put that back on and just kind of. I think what I'm going to do is I'm just going to wing the lines here. Okay, DD. Just duplicate the lines. Okay, DDD, and then go to here and click and click. And click and click. Okay. That gives me a rough in for those. So. And we're going to go here. Well, for what version of Android you are running, it's in settings. Usually under About Phone. Like I am currently running Android 11 on my Pixel 4a. That will also tell you, that's usually also where they put the model of the phone, so. Okay. DDD. Let's see here. We're gonna just do a line real quick across here. And go into color. Hide this so I can. Man, it's really hard to figure out which one of these is this color. Okay, so what I'm going to do is I'm going to zoom in, use the color to swatch. And do that. So I can clearly see that color. Okay, can I actually? Yeah, I can actually grab and move it around on there. Okay. Yeah, that would be fun. But I'm like actually part of a Minecraft server right now that I don't visit enough. So that's kind of a funny thing there. Oh, so I need to change the stroke here. Let's actually make this one 10. Yeah, that's a good line weight. Okay. Let's see, let's turn that back on. Okay. D. So what I'm gonna do here is I'm just gonna like put in all the lines and I'll fine tune them later. Yeah, it's kind of a bummer when companies don't always keep their multitude of versions in sync. I mean, there's actually development tools that help you do that, so I don't know why a lot of companies don't utilize them. Probably licensing. That's probably a big thing. Okay. Okay, let's do some organizing here, since things are getting a little bit confusing on my brain. Okay. Okay. I have Untitled Goose Game, and I did get it on sale. And so far, I've enjoyed myself. Uh, Also, I've watched a little bit of Markiplier's playthrough of the game. Looks like he was having a lot of fun with it. Oh, that's a stretch. Wow, we're already at 11:46. Woof. Time does fly when you're working on stuff. Okay. Let's work a little bit on getting some of these lines. Excuse me. Clear it up. There we go. Okay. That's that line. Um, Usually you're looking for about phone. You just go into settings and it's usually at the bottom of the settings if you scroll down far enough. You're looking for something that says about phone. It might actually be under system settings. Really depends on the model of the phone. Hmm. Okay. So we're going to need another line here. So I'm going to do this. Click here. Oop. Click here. Click here. There and there. There's no line here, so I'm going to click that. Okay, so we have all those lines in place. Oh, yeah, I can see why you wouldn't be able to run a lot of stuff. You are back there on the version of Android 5.1, also Verizon. That explains why you're also on 5.1. Jiminy Crickets. So yeah, not a lot of stuff can run on your phone. Yeah, because a lot of stuff, like the furthest it goes back, at least game wise, is 9, I think. I don't know the limitations on uh, Fire Emblem Heroes, but usually on the store page it tells you how far back you can go. So I'm going to check that real quick. Because Fire Emblem Heroes is a pretty simple game. It doesn't use a lot of special effects or heavy duty graphical stuff. So it should run on quite a bit of hardware. So Hmm. Hmm. This is why I like write down all my passwords in some secure fashion. Though I actually am playing around with the idea of switching password managers because LastPass recently got a little greedy and they basically went, "You can't do this thing we've been doing for free for like ever now, so we're going to take that feature back." Of course, the company that currently owns the company that owns that the company that currently owns the company that does LastPass is not the most friendly company in the world when it comes to customers, I should say. And that is a bummer when losing passwords. Like, this is many years of experience have made me into lots of habits to do everything I can to retain things. Like, I use password managers to save all my passwords. I have multiple forms of backup. I have redundant forms of backup. Like, the current Drobo I have has, I think, 4 terabyte drives in it. So I have a lot of storage, and what's really nice is if any one of those drives die, I just have to swap it out with a new one, and everything works. So I lose no data. Okay. Let's see here. We got this, we got that. Okay. Whew. Yeah, I got one more set of lines to do. So I'm gonna minimize that. And go here. We want to go to swatches. Do we have this really light white color? I do not see it in the palette. So what I'm going to do here is I'm going to remove this and go with this. Select here. Let's undo that. Hide that. Let's see. And just click in here like so. Now do that, and now I can add that to that. Okay. Well, considering YouTube's copyright strike engine is very iffy, I wouldn't be surprised if some of those things were false, because just how inaccurate it can be sometimes. Okay. Like, I know people have gotten music copyright strikes for stuff that has nothing to do with it. Like, people have gotten copyright strikes on white noise. Basically, the static sound, that shh, people have gotten copyright claims on that. And I'm like, that's white noise. You can't copyright white noise. People will try, but you shouldn't be able to. Okay. Okay. Let's see. Well, we've got that. Ugh. Okay. Okay, now dark wood lines. Wood light wood. Okay. And header. There we go. Now let's see here. Huh. Okay. Just thinking through stuff here. Also, save. Okay, let's see here. Let's actually turn on this so I can see these lines better. Okay. Yeah, the whole strike system is just really weird. It's like, it's the funny thing about the strike system is the fact that it's actually the best we can do right now because of how bad copyright is overall. If we could get rid of copyright and replace it with something better, we wouldn't have these issues. We would have new ones, but we wouldn't have these particular issues. What Google has done is like the smartest you could do within the system to make sure everyone can put up anything they want and not have to worry about being sued out of existence. Yeah, the one thing they could do to improve the system is assume innocence over guilt, but because right now it assumes guilt and has no and the people who are assumed guilty have almost no recourse to say that I am not. You know, that's like the major problem with the system right now is the fact that the people who um, are claimed against don't have any real power. And it was probably designed that way for a reason because a lot of big companies would rather have all the power when it comes to anything they think is their property. Which is kind of funny because you can't own digital goods. You really can't. You can't even lease it because it's this entity. It's like saying I have rights over the emotion love. That doesn't work. So the best way to do it would actually be to assume innocence on the party of the people who are getting claims against them. And also, when there needs to be arbitration, the system should actually hold funds in doubt within Google and not automatically transfer funds to the company that's saying that this entity has violated our rights. Google should go, okay, arbitration immediately kicks in. Google holds funds from both parties until arbitration is cleared, and and the law has determined which side, a arbitration committee has determined which side actually owns the rights to the content, and then the money can be transferred to whoever wins the argument. But as is right now, funds are automatically transferred to the people making the copyright claim after the claim has been done. If they're doing, we claim this content, leave the content up, we claim ad revenue. That should actually be put automatically through arbitration, where the money is held in a third-party account until arbitration is finished. Okay, let's see here. Well, it's just past noon, and my brain's actually getting kind of tired. And it's me because this is like one of those moments where there's going to be a lot of tweaking involved. Laying down all the lines, tweaking the lines until they match or get relatively close to the desired reference. So that's going to be fun. Okay. Yeah, you kind of have to like tweak each line at a time. You can get the general gist of it down, and then you have to just play around with tweaking parts of the lines until they match what you want. Um, Not really, because the lines are kind of unique in the way they're placed. Um, Basically, what I've done now is I've done a rough outline of all the lines I'm going to need, and then I just click on each individual line and adapt it to what I need it to look like. Like, for instance, on this, I can actually highlight the whole thing and hit soft, so that makes the lines all curved and everything. So I can grab them and tweak them into the shape I want. But overall, I'm going to have to like go through and just individually pull each line till it gets to the shape I want, and also go over to the curve here and tweak it so I can get the edges to taper off to make it more like the actual lines in the art piece. I should say in the reference. Basically, it's just basically going to be a lot of me grabbing little points and pulling them around till they match the reference image I have up on my bottom screen here. And that's pretty much it. So it's just going to be a lot of that to get it to look the way that it's supposed to. Basically just a lot of this. Yeah, I can see that. Like, I'm actually currently working on a pyramid in the Minecraft project I'm currently working on. Okay. Okay. So it's basically just a lot of tweaking to get something close to the reference. Okay. Yeah, basically almost like all the art I do is a lot of like tweaking and a lot of stuff like that where it takes a long time because it's a lot of little things you're constantly trying to get to look the way you want it to. This looks like I actually need to there we go, tweak the line thickness a little bit here. So yeah, that's pretty much what I'm going to be doing with the lines, is a lot of that little tweaking there, getting the line thickness right. Like I need to adjust the line thickness on this a little bit so I can do that and that. And it looks like the lines actually, the thickness is more like here. Okay. So I'm just going to save that. And that's fun. I say that in the sarcastic way, referring to having to move everything and recreate everything. Okay, so that's it for today. I'm going to just leave this like this for now. And somehow I moved that. Well, that's interesting. So let's just slide this back over to there. Leave that for now, just hit save. Ah. Okay. Well, gonna wrap up for today. Gonna leave this up here. Do my usual outro. Which apparently includes yawning. So, thank you all for joining me, whether it's live or later. Thank you, Sasami-chan, for the great intros. Those are always great. Don't always feel forced to come up with one. You don't need to, but thank you when you do. There's Sasami-chan's channel. You can find by finding his name. I don't know how much he's doing on there, but I always appreciate him coming over to chat with me while I work on my project. I have a coffee. If you want to help donate to this, if you donate live, you'll see a little animation at the bottom of the screen. That's why there's a little Tip Me at Coffee button. There's also a Patreon. I don't currently have a button for that to show new patrons subscribing, because apparently that's really complicated and Patreon does not supply that kind of stuff for their users currently. So thank you for coming. There's other videos on the channel. There's Ember's Reading Room, which is a fun series of videos, which we will be getting back to eventually. There's the Thoughts On series of videos, where we share our thoughts on pop culture, everything from My Little Pony to movies. Let's see, what else here? Well, there's also subscribing and liking and ringing the bell to get notifications about stuff like this stream. And that is pretty much everything. Also you can go visit my art on my art on DeviantArt, Twitter, Tumblr, and Ember's got some links down below as well. Thank you all for visiting, and I hope you all have a nice time wherever you are. Bye-bye!